So as promised, we're going to have a look at some map modes today, and we're also going to check out the ledger. Now I'm just going to start off with the political map mode here. This is what we're used to because this is what we mostly have a look at. But just as a quick reminder, you know, we have still this kind of mess going on, which I hope will resolve itself because it looks very hideous. Yeah, North America looking nice and tidy. I can't wait for this war to start, or maybe a war against the Nahuatl. We'll see. Europe looks nice as well. It's just really that this is kind of, yeah, it's not really clear who is over here, but that's fine. It will probably get better once the game nears its end. But yeah, so this is political map mode. I do also want to show you the Dynasty map mode. Now this was suggested by one of you guys, and I'm actually surprised to see anything here because there shouldn't be a dynasty. These are all theocracies. So I'm just surprised to see, yeah, dynasties here, but apparently they're no longer theocracy. In fact, no, I've already checked it. They are still theocracies. For example, the Bogomilist Patriarchate right here is a theocracy. We have the Orthodox Metropolis, and we have the Fraticelli Archbishopric. We have the Slavic Theocratic Empire. They're all theocracies, with one exception. The Protestants are now ruled by the Luther family, which I think fits quite well. So Martin Luther, the first one that I actually made, the first rule of the Protestant faith, he apparently managed to make sure that his family stays in charge. But then again, you know, they're not doing particularly well, so it's not really that useful to them, I think. I think also the Reformed, they are a kingdom, they're an administrative monarchy. These guys are an administrative monarchy as well. And the rest of them, most of the nations have actually indeed stayed true to their government form. Most of them are still a theocracy. So yeah, I'm just kind of surprised to see this, but there's not going to be any personal unions or stuff like that happening. Yeah, we obviously have the Asian names here as well that I'm probably going to mispronounce, so I'll just skip over that. You can obviously check that out yourself. I'll just have a quick look like this. Then yeah, the Aztec, the Totemist, and interestingly, you do not see the name of the colony here, the Friesland. I don't know why you can't see this, but yeah, that's kind of strange. We have Maria. Oh, Maria? This must actually be, yes, Rex Otto Maria. Oh wow, Rex. I didn't know they would actually call it Rex if you have the Roman culture. That's really cool. That's really cool. Okay, so Otho Maria, is this going to be Maria? I don't know, but we'll see. Memnia, then we have Puma. Really Puma, like the lion? Anyways, okay, so that's nice. We have a look at that as well. So now on to something that is a little bit more, I guess, interesting for this series, and that is the religion. Now, it is still not super representative. We don't have that many Reformed here. We don't have that many Catholics. Not at all. But for the most part, this is actually pretty accurate. We have the Protestants here, also a little bit bigger than they actually are, but the Lollards, the Reformed, the Waldensians, Fraticelli. We have the Catholics here finally actually colonizing a little bit here in Europe. Then we have the Cathars. We have obviously the Lollards I've mentioned, the Norse Suomenusko Romuva that have kind of fled and are now kind of located in this area. Hurufi coming under heavy fire from all kinds of people. They're going to be gone relatively soon, in fact, so yeah. And then the religions down here look the nicest because there's nothing left that is uncolonized, so they are super representative. And then here we don't really have that many fetishists, and of course this whole Orthodox and Sunni region is not yet colonized. Neither is all of this Tengri area, but that will probably come soon. This for the most part is actually correct. All Sunni and Ibadi Muslims have colonized quite a bit. This Animist is obviously also quite wrong. In fact, yeah, nothing is over here at all. The West Indies are actually colonizing quite a bit, so this Catholicism here is somewhat correct. But yeah, this is the religion. Now, still, I hope that by the end of this campaign, everything will be colonized, because then this will look even more interesting. Alright, now, I think we should move on to the development map mode, because, yeah, that's always kind of interesting to see. Constantinople has a 24 development. Okay, so I guess Languedoc was one of the provinces that has been most developed, 22 from 11 up to 22. That's pretty good. The Norse have also developed quite a bit. What about this one? Ardakan, 29% or 29 development right here. The Zoroastrians. I guess it must have been the Mazdaki, though, that did a lot of this work. Okay, and here the Vajrayani have a 33 development province. Now, mind you, we still do not have the manufacturers. At least last time I checked, we did not have... Yeah, we still only have global trade. So this is kind of strange. These guys really got to build some manufacturers at some point. Because, well, I mean, if they don't do it, that's fine by me, but it's just find it strange. Alright, so yeah, for the most part, no real, I guess, highly developed areas. It's mostly just capital areas. That's it. Other than that, I don't think there's anything else in particular. Culture was something that a lot of you people wanted to see. Of course, there's also like Castilian, Francian. This is not representative at all, but you know, the North and the Finnish. Finnish is from the Suomenusko. Latvian is for the Romuvan. Polish for the Slavs. We have Saxon for the Protestants. We have Swiss for the Waldensians. Dutch for the Reformed. English for the Lollards. Then Roman for the Catholics, of course, Roman Catholics. We have Umbrian for the Fraticelli, but they have not converted Rome, which is kind of interesting. We even have, oh yeah, the Athenian culture. Now, the Hellenic faith has been destroyed, but their culture lives on, so that's kind of nice to see. Then we have a lot of Greek and also some Turkish in Constantinople, for some reason Syrian. Then some more Greek, Babylonian, even Bulgarians over here, Armenian. Yeah, pretty nice. Hebrew has actually colonized quite a bit, but the Copts, the old Egyptians, have taken over quite a lot of these provinces. So yeah, there we are. Luba is big and strong. Then yeah, the Indian cultures are actually not what I thought they would be. That's kind of interesting to see that they are all different. They have no specific culture that is the primary culture. I'm not entirely sure why, but that certainly is interesting. Alright, let's go back to the regular cultures. There you go. Yeah, this is kind of a mess. I don't know why this is a mess. This should also be one culture. That's kind of strange to me. But yeah, anyways. Okay, Sinhalese, we have the Chogoku. Yeah, I wasn't really sure what to pick there, to be quite honest, so I just picked something. Omani and Bedouin. Aztec culture, the Mayans, looking very nice. Yeah, so for the most part, we have religious conversion going on, but no culture conversion, which does kind of make sense. All right, next up, we should check out the development I did, dynasties I did. So I think that was it for map modes. I guess we could check out the trade, but that's not really too surprising. English Channel, obviously the richest node in the world. Aleppo is actually doing quite well themselves. I'm kind of surprised at that, because usually they're not doing that well. Also, India is okay. Wow, Bengal. Holy shit. Alright, Bengal at 30. That's actually pretty decent. In fact, Bengal is actually the most powerful or the most profitable node in the world, at least as far as I can see. Maybe the Caribbean is going to be a little bit different. Not really, no. So, yeah, it's Bengal. Alright, that's interesting. Other than that, institutions already checked out. We could also check out the technology, just because, but there's not really a huge difference. 21 military tech seems to be the highest. Okay, so these guys over here are lacking behind quite a bit. It's not too good. And the Vajrayani, holy shit. Wow, military tech 16, whereas the Hindu have 21 next to them. They are so lucky that neither the Sikh nor the Hindu have decided to declare war on them. They would get absolutely wrecked. Wow, I wonder why they're so far behind. It doesn't really make much sense, but okay. And that was that. I mean, not even the fetishists are lacking behind. They're actually able to keep up in technology quite well, so it's kind of surprising to see. And yeah, Imperial map mode, there should not be an empire. So yeah, that was that. Alright, let's move on to the ledger, as that is always some interesting things to see. Now, someone was suggesting that we should check out the world top leaders, and when I asked what exactly, rulers or generals, you wanted to see rulers, but I cannot really do that from a spectator point of view. I would have to go into every single country and then check out the previous ruler tab, so I'm not going to do that, but I will have a look at the military leaders, the world's greatest generals. So yeah, the world's greatest general is actually currently owned by the West Indies, were employed, so 6633, that's pretty decent. 644, yeah, those are the rest. He doesn't have a trait yet, so we'll see. I don't know why the West Indies end up with such a great general. They don't need it. Then Luther, one of the royal family in the Protestant land, he is a goal-oriented Fire leader. Okay, that's good for him. He doesn't have any siege though. So yeah, there you go. Not particularly interesting. I would like to see the worst general. That's also kind of fun to see. Oh, a 1 siege guy. Okay, owned by Brunei. Oh wow. Yeah, that's not going to be good for the Shia. Not at all. Alright, now one more thing I wanted to, or a couple more things I wanted to check out. For that, let's go ahead and check out the country here. So obviously most development is always important. Nahuatl just short of 1,000 development, very nice. The Hindu come right after, and then the Zoroastrians, which is still surprising. Waldensian strongest, yeah, the strongest European power. Okay, we do have the Lollards coming shortly behind, and the Fraticelli, they have really been losing out. If they had won that war, that would have been much better for them, but yeah, not, they did not, unfortunately. Okay, so this is looking pretty nice. Who has the least development? I would like to know that as well. The Yazidi, with 1 province of 17. Alright, Paulicians, they at least have 48 development. Brunei. Now Brunei, for being a new country, Brunei and Ternate, they're already beating out the Paulicians and Yazidi. So that's kind of interesting. And you know, bear in mind, the Paulicians have always been on the winning side in wars. So that's actually kind of odd to see that they're still so small. Yeah, as for income, we could check that out as well, I believe. But that shouldn't really be too different from, well, from development. So Nahuatl, #1 in here as well, of course. And yeah, they have quite an advantage over the next one in line, the Norse Empire. They actually make 40 gold from trade. That's pretty insane. Why are they making so much money from trade? I would like to know that. Yeah, no one's making that much. Wait, hold on. That's something I would really like to check out. Why is the Baltic Sea that good? Not really. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not that good either. They have no influence here. So that's kind of strange, actually. But anyways, let's go back and check this out. So yeah, there's the income. Who has the least again? That's something I would be interested in as well. Probably the Yazidi, yes. And the Karites. So the Paulicians are at least making some decent cash in comparison to the others. So that's good for them. Alright. Now that was the country. I don't think anything else I'm particularly interested in, but I would like to check out the religions. So most provinces are currently held by the Sunni, and this might actually be true, but still, as I said, we have tons of uncolonized provinces that keep their religion that actually counts in this as well. So for the Totemists and the Fetishists, that is certainly true, but they do not actually own that many provinces. That is not the case. Catholics, neither the Catholics. Theravada also are heavily, well, I guess, how should I say this, heavily overestimated here, although they do have 2 nations fighting for them, so that's nice. The animists are also not there at all anymore, so they should be completely removed. Which religion has been wiped out? So the Druze, the Monothelites, the Sikh, because they converted, the Kharites, because, well, they converted, the Hellenics got destroyed. Yazidi still have 1 province, and so it goes on. Alright, yeah, good to see. Good to see. Church of Zun still there with 25 provinces, looking strong. I like it. But yeah, so I think the Sunni are definitely doing a really good job, and I think after them would probably be the Nahuatl, to be honest. They're probably the second strongest, because the rest cannot really be accounted for, but we'll check this out a little bit later as well. Okay, so this was the religion, and then I think we'll just have a quick look at the armies, at the total army size. The Confucians have the biggest army in the world, followed by the Nahuatl, which is kind of interesting. The Nahuatl are not at their force limit. They have tons of manpower left, but they're not at their force limit at all, whereas the Confucians are right there. But they're also fighting a war currently against the Tengri, so yeah, it kind of makes sense. Tengri are, yeah, have no chance. They also have way less manpower. Once again, I would like to check out who has the worst, or the least troops. Jain have no army. No army whatsoever. The Catholics have not even 1,000 men. Yes, and the Mayans are doing quite bad themselves. Oh well, yeah, you're not going to do well at all. You're going to get destroyed. As for navies, Nahuatl are here #1, followed by the Shinto. Mostly, oh wow, a lot of heavy ships actually. I'm kind of surprised by that. Anyone else who has maybe surprising? The Animist, 17 ships. Okay, yeah, that's not too important. I think that was pretty much everything that I wanted to show. Actually, one more thing, and that was the income. I think that was In fact, you know what, we could also check out the losses. The total losses so far, the Waldensians have lost the most people, and a lot of them due to attrition, but not as much as the North. Holy shit, they lost way more troops to attrition than anything else. That's insane. And look at the Shinto, 400,000 men to attrition, and only 13,000 men in combat. That sucks. That's really bad. That's really bad warfare right there. But yeah, Waldensians by far lost, but still no losses in the millions. Who has lost? Is anyone who has not lost a single? Cathar La Plata has not lost a single force. Well, good for them. And the California has not lost anyone to attrition, so that's nice. That's really nice to see. Okay, naval losses I don't think is particularly important, yeah, because naval battles are not that big. All right, but I did want to check out one more thing, and that was the income here. So let's quickly check that out. I think it's the income comparison. And I just once again want to see who has the most. Now Hotland, there you go. Right. Alright, well, we've already had a little bit of a look at this. Perfect. So, yeah, nothing new here. Okay, I think that concludes the little overview. Well, it was actually quite a long overview, but, you know, I like to do this. I will not do any more of these overviews. There will just be an end game screen or something like that. That's all we're gonna do, because, you know, we're about halfway through the game right now at this point, so I felt like, you know, having an overview here is nice, but I will not do such a big thing anymore. In fact, you know, I did say that the Fraticelli lost the war against the Waldensians, which is not true. They're still fighting, so there might still be some changing of religions or changing of provinces there, but I don't think that's actually going to happen. Alright, let's, since I kind of forgot what we are doing at the moment, we should maybe have a look at the wars. In fact, yeah, the Great Powers. So the Confucians and the Theravada are currently fighting the Massalians, the Sunni, and the Tengri. They're winning. We have the Fraticelli losing against the Waldensians. We have the Hindu winning against the Menicians, which is not really a big surprise. We have the a nice battle right there with the Iconoclasts fighting against Hurufi, which is not at all important. And we have the Shinto fighting against the Massalians. So Massalians are being backed by the Tengri twice, but the Tengri now have to fight China and Japan, basically. So, yeah, that's not too good. Alright, so, and the Waldensians, they have pieced out the Fraticelli, and no, I don't think any provinces have changed hands. Yeah, okay, so that's good. It was a stalemate. They've shown that power, and, yeah, it was interesting to see. I would have really expected the Fraticelli to win, although, you know, here's the thing. The Waldensians obviously have a lot of mountainous area that they can hide in, and that they're using that quite well, or quite to their advantage. But then again, you know, the Fraticelli should have just focused on this, maybe, this region. They could have sieged this all out. But anyways, that's fine. Any more wars that we have got going on? There must have been a new one now. Yes, the Monophysites declared a war on the Menicians as well, but that's not... Yeah, that's just going to be for these provinces, so I think they're going to be swarming over that relatively quickly. If they get access to through the Massalians, they can rack these troops. But it looks like they have 71,000 men just determined to siege Basra. Oh, well, very well for you. Alright, Iconoclasts still have not pieced out. The Hurufi actually have a pretty decent army here. Kind of surprised by that, actually. I would have thought that they have way less forces. Okay, well that's nice. Anything else that is particularly interesting? I don't think so. Maybe maybe you should check out the Tengri, because we've never really checked anything over here, so it kind of makes sense to check this out at the very least. Alright, so the Confucians and the Shinto have split the Massalians, but the Shinto have pieced out, it seems like. Okay, I wonder what that was for, but I can't check, unfortunately. So this could go all to the Confucians. But maybe no, it's 0%. I mean, the Tengri are doing a pretty decent job of defending Massalians here. But then again, they have the Sunni on their side here, so that's good for them. Now, a lot of people also wanted me to try and rename some of these countries, like the Shia to the Sunni Shia or something like that. And I would love to do that, but I don't really know how I could do that. I think I could go in and change custom nations again, but I think that would be kind of stupid. And so the only thing I could really do is mod the files and change the tags, but I'm not really I'm not really interested in doing it, because it might change again, and then I would have to do it and keep maintaining it, and I think that's just a little bit too much work to do. I'll try and remind you guys whenever I talk of a religion that has converted. I mean, it's not that many anyways, it's just a couple, so and most of them have converted to Sunni anyways, so it's not really much that we need to remember. Anyways though, I think I'm gonna stop this here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.